everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to do a bonus project. So our bonus project is going to be this cute little guy. He is a 3D, so that means he has length, he has width, and he has height. So he is three-dimensional, he will stand up, but it is a 3D parrot to go with our pirate unit. So there's a couple of things you need today. You need a pair of scissors, you need a glue stick, or tape, or glue, something along those lines, pencil, crayons, and then a white piece of paper. Now I am just using plain old printer paper for mine. It does help also if you have a piece of scrap paper to color on and glue on. That way you're not gluing all over your table or coloring on your table. So my paper right now is going the long way. I'm going to fold it in half side to side so that it looks like a book. So that it looks like a book. So, fold it in half, I creased it. I am now going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along this line. Now, if you are not good at cutting along a fold, by all means, take your pencil, draw down that line, and then cut along your line. That is all about you and your confidence in cutting a piece of paper. Do not throw away your other half sheet. We are going to use it. We will have very little scraps after this project is done. We only need to throw away just a little bit when we're all said and done. So I'm going to take this other half and I'm going to set it up at the top of my table. Right now I have my half sheet. It again is going the long direction. What we are going to do is we're going to fold down one edge. I am choosing to do the edge I cut on, because I like the nice clean flat edge, and this will be my top. So we're just going to fold this down, and you want to fold it down about 2 fingers. So fold it down about 2 fingers and crease it. And then you're going to open it up. And on this part, we're going to draw 2 feet. 2 feet with 3 toes. So this will be the feet of our bird. It will be attached because we're going to cut around them, so we don't have to worry about gluing our toes on. So find about your middle, and you're just going to come out at an angle, draw 3 bumps, and then go back in. Go over a little bit, come back out at an angle, draw 3 bumps, and go back in. Now we are going to cut along this fold, around our toes, and you want to keep these 2 pieces because we need them. We're going to use them for the face of our bird, so do not throw your scraps away. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and I like to make things a little easier, so I'm going to cut along my fold, and I'm going to cut along the angle of my toes, and I'm going to set this piece of paper to the side because I need it. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to cut at that angle, and I'm going to cut along that fold. And again, I'm going to set that paper aside because I am going to use it. Then I'm going to cut into the triangle part of my toes in between. I'm going to cut that part off. Be careful you don't cut your toes off. We don't want to cut any of our parrot feet off. So cut slow. This piece we're not going to need, so you can go ahead and set it to the other side and get ready to throw it away. It can be in your scrap pile for throwing away. This one, that'll be the curvy part of the ends of my toes, will also get thrown in the garbage. We won't need that. So go slowly and carefully cut around your rounded toes. So our parrot has some toes. So that piece I just set in my other pile so that it can go to the garbage. This piece, go ahead and... Sometimes it's easier for me to cut when it comes to smaller pieces from both directions. So I'm just setting my scrap pieces in a pile so that I know that they can go in the garbage when I'm done. I don't want to leave a nice mess at the table. If I do, Callie might try and eat the pieces. Okay, so I now have my feet cut out. And I have this big white section. So now's where we need our scrap paper and our colors. So I'm going to color the feet of my bird orange. So in my crayon box, I find my little broken piece of orange, and I'm just going to color the feet. Be careful when you color them, because if you get going too fast, you will fold them up. And then you'll have, or rip them like I almost did. So go slow. If you need to pause the video, hit the pause button. Okay, so my feet are colored. Now I'm going to color my bird red. My parrot red. Now, in my example one, I colored it kind of a diagonal, and I didn't color it solid. You don't have to color your bird solid. You can choose to if you want. This one I'm going to color a little bit more solid. That one I was making as a quick example and problem solving to see how to make it work right. So this one I'm going to color a little bit more solid. Why did I pick red? Red is because most parrots are red, or at least most of the parrots I've seen are red. You could pick blue, you could pick green, you could pick whatever color you would like. I am going to do his tail feathers some different colors, so you will need a couple other colors, so be thinking about what other colors you might choose to use. But I'm going to color my bird red. Do not put away whatever color you color your bird away yet, because we're going to use it in just a minute. Okay, so bird body is done. Now I need my scrap paper. So those two pieces of scrap. You're going to want to see which one is bigger. So for me, this one's bigger. So we're going to use the bigger one to create this part here for the eyes, that white mask. So the easy way to do that, you're going to fold your paper in half. You want to make sure that when you fold it in half, that if there's a little bit of an angle, that is off the half part. So I've folded mine in half. I'm going to draw a circle that's going to touch. Or maybe it's an oval. We want it to get close. I'm then going to take that circle oval shape and I'm going to curve it to the center. And then I'm going to erase this part right here. And I'm going to cut just on my line. So that is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to just cut on my curved line. And you're going to want to make sure that your pencil line or your pencil mark, if it's still there when you are done cutting it out, goes towards your bird. So we're going to color on the other side. So I'm going to open this up. This is going to be my bird eyeballs or my mask. So I need to find my black color crayon. You'll probably notice that most all of my crayons are broken, and that's because I have children and they like to borrow my color crayons, even though they all have their own sets. So there is my black circle eyeballs. I'm going to take my scrap piece of colored paper that I was using, I'm going to take and turn it over, put glue on the back, and then I need my parrot body. And I'm going to stick this in line with the feet. So here are my feet, just going to come straight up, and that's where my eyeballs are going to be. So there you have your eyes. Next, we need to take this guy and we're going to make a nose or a beak. So again, we are going to fold it. And from the fold line, you're going to start at one corner of that and you are going to draw a diagonal out. So we're basically going to make a triangle. So now you need your scissors again. You can cut your triangle. When you open it up, you have a lovely triangle. I'm going to color mine orange. And again, this is why I have scrap paper to color on, because you can see coloring little pieces of paper I would be leaving a nice mess on my table if I wasn't. So I now have my beak. So I kind of want my beak to stick out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it so that it stands up kind of like a tent. And I will stick a little bit of glue along the top edge. And then when I glue it to my bird, I'm going to pinch it so that it comes up, and then I'm going to press it down onto the paper. So I pinched it so it came up, and then I pressed it down onto my paper, and as you can see, it comes up. If I hold it so you're looking from the top, you can see that your bird's nose is going to come off the paper. Okay, we now need to do wings and feathers. So you're going to take your last half of your paper. We're going to fold it in half side to side like a book. And then you're going to fold it in half again. Then you are going to cut one of those rectangles off. So you're just going to cut one of those rectangles off. And these are going to be, this piece will become the wings. So you still need these. These are going to be the tail, but we're going to set them to the side for now. So remember I told you to keep your body color up because we're going to need it. I am going to add another color to the ends of my wings. So I'm going to add some lime green, or actually it's yellow green. So if I want the ends of my wings to be here in the middle, I'm going to take my color crayon and I color in the middle. Because this is a bird, I'm not going to be too exact about knowing where it is, because we're going to cut it out and do some folding first. Okay, the rest of my wing is going to be red. I need to peel my color crayon first, so hang on 1 second. I think I'm going to have to buy a new box of crayons here soon. Okay, then I'm going to take my red color crayon, and I'm overlapping into my green a little bit because I want it to kind of look like those two colors merge, because they do when they're real feathers. They don't just hang out separate. So, and I'm going to go over the green just a little bit more, make it stand out a little bit darker. Okay, so I have green in the center. Uh-oh, my paper got stuck to the glue. So I'm going to fold my paper in half now, and we're actually going to fold it the other way. We're going to fold it so our colors are on the inside. So now, on the back here where it's white, we are going to draw our lines for our wings. So, if I look at this shape here, you can see that it curves down to a point, curves down to up, back up. So, I know that my point is here. That folded end, that closed end, is where I want my point to be. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to start a little bit up. So here's the edge of my paper. I'm going to start a little bit up because I don't want to have to cut my wings apart. And I'm just going to curve up to the top. I did not hit the corner. You don't have to. I'm going to do the same for this side. Curve it up. And again, I did not hit my corner. So now I'm going to take these. I'm going to cut along my line. This is scrap. This can go in the garbage. Now, I'm keeping these two together because it's still solid here, and I'm going to cut up the other side. And then, ta-da! We have two wings. So, set these on top of your bird, and we're going to color the tail feathers now. So, you are going to pick three different colors. I'm going to stick with the lime green or the yellow green that I was using. I'm not going to do red, so I'm going to put my red away. I don't need my black for my eyeballs anymore, so I'm going to put that away. I'm going to use blue-green because it's a bright color, and I'm going to use yellow. So I'm going to color all three of these, each one a different color. So I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm going to color most of that rectangle nice and yellow. I'm going to go to the blue-green, and I'm going to color most of that one blue-green. Now I say most of because we're going to cut some of this off. So I don't need to color the whole thing unless you really want to. Last one is my yellow-green. I'm going to color most of my last rectangle. Okay. Now, I'm going to fold it back up. And I don't want to draw on the yellow side because I don't want to see my pencil mark. So I'm going to turn it over, which will be the back of my green side. And I'm going to draw my feather shape on this side. Your feather shape is going to be kind of a really long eyeball or an oval with pointed ends. So I'm going to draw a curved line and a curved line. Now notice, I do not touch the edges. I do not touch the edges. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this apart. So mine is all still folded. I did not unfold. And I'm just going to cut along my lines. Now, the extra part of this can all go in the garbage can because it is scrap. Okay, so now if I turn this over, I have 1, 2, 3. So I've got my 3 feathers. Now it's time to assemble our parrot. So I have my 2 wings. I'm going to set them up top. I have my 3 feathers. I'm going to set them up top. I have my basic bird body. Going to take and I'm going to turn one side over. I'm going to put glue just along this edge. And I'm going to roll it so it overlaps the other side of my paper. I'm going to line my edges up so that it's going to stand right side up. I'm just going to hold it, rub it a little bit, hold it so that it does not come off. So there we have our bird, little parrot standing up. Okay, next we're going to add our wings. So find your 2 wings. We want to kind of curve these a little bit. So just kind of bend them a little bit with your fingers. I don't want you to crease them, we just want to bend them a little bit so that they kind of curve up, because that's going to help us when we glue it. So now I'm going to take and I'm just going to put glue right along this edge. And I'm going to stick it on my bird. And I don't want them to come straight down, so I'm going to kind of angle them up a little bit. And then I'm going to pinch just a little bit so that it pops up just kind of like our nose did. So it comes up just a little bit so that they stick out. And that's why that curve was kind of helpful, because it helps train our paper before we start to glue. So I'll put a little bit of glue on this side and I'll do the same thing. Kind of pinch it so it stands up. You want to glue them just kind of on the side. So you can see mine are on this side. This one's a little closer to the eyeball than the other one, so I'll move them back. Nice thing about glue stick, it's not dry right away. So you can move and reposition as much as you need to. Okay, so there's my bird's wings. Now I have my 3 tail feathers, and I'm going to glue these together while it's down on the flat, and then I will attach it. So I'm going to put a little bit on my green one, and I'm going to stick my yellow one on top, kind of making a V shape, and I'm going to stick the blue in the center, looking kind of like a flower somewhat. And then this part is all going to attach to my bird. So I'm going to stick some glue, a little bit of glue, maybe a lot of glue, because I want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Then I'm going to just stick that to the back of my bird. Press it down. And voila, we have our cute little parrot. So here is how he looks standing up. You can see that he's sitting on my computer. So he's pretty darn cute. So there is your bonus parrot assignment. If you choose to do it, I will give you extra credit. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys soon. Bye.